It's on live. So we're waiting for participant. 05. Yeah, like give it a minute so we can have more people to join in. So we'll wait for like a minute while we're at it. Okay. Hi, there's 2 people. Hi, that's great. That's great. That's great. More people is coming in. So give it another 30 seconds to start. Okay, okay. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, there's more people. Hi. Okay. All right, so now you can start. All right, just the clock ticks. So hi everyone. Very good morning to everybody. And hi, can you guys hear me? Probably. Is it better now? All right, cool. So hi, good morning everybody. So my name is Rocky here. So I'm the host for today. Our topic is regarding social distancing 2.0 and how to build the right audience for a new normal. All right, cool. So yeah, welcome to today's webinar. Again, I would like to welcome everyone. So in the title of this, so we are talking about like today's session will be covering the challenges of an organization that are facing the new normal and how we can do something about it. All right, cool. So let's not waste time. So I'm going to share today's topic in sequence. So the first one, we'll talk about the borderless digital workplace, which is very crucial. Second point, we'll talk about how social distancing affect enterprise, which is a very, very huge impact right now. So of course, I'm sorry if something fell down. Yeah, so in case that there are also case study in details on how we can use mobile device management to apply to all this industry, enterprise, and so on. Of course, today we will highlight something very, very new, which is eKYC. For your information, is electronic know your customer. Okay. And yeah, so right after that will be Q&A session, and there goes about it. Okay, cool. So moving next, I'll share you a very, very short 2 sentence of what Syndes does, which is Syndes Technology. So Syndes Technology is the company who does mobile device management. They are specialists in doing all kinds of device management, in security-wise, mobility-wise, and increase the productivity-wise for all organizations as well enterprise. So let's not waste time. We're going to introduce our speaker today, which is Ashikin. But before that, I'd like to highlight one thing for you, or is that be sure to be part of our Q&A session, which is the link down below. You can see the Slido, which is 23794. Remember to join there to drop your questions, and everything will reply you ASAP. The teams are already here to serve you guys. So waste no time. I'm going to introduce Ashikin to you, which is the speaker of today from Mobile Device Management Specialist. Here we go.
Okay, hi everybody. All right, before we get started, once again, please direct your question to the Q&A box as we will answer the questions at the end of the presentations. And then also know that this session is being recorded and it will be shared via our social media platform. Without further ado, let's get started. Our topic for today is social distancing 2.0, how to build the right audience for the new norm, for a new normal. Okay, as you know, the digital workplace can be considered the natural evolution of the workplace, comprised of your employees' technology working environment. The digital workplace encompasses all the technologies people use to get work done in today's workplace, both the one in operation and the one to be implemented. It ranges from your HR application and the core business application to email, instant messaging, and enterprise social media tools, as well as the virtual meeting tools. Because most organizations already use many of these components, you generally do not have to build the digital workplace from the ground up. In fact, if your staff respond to emails from smartphones, check their pay stubs online, or digitally enter a sales opportunities, you may be closer to operating a digital workplace than you think. Yet, even in cases where new technologies are required, the benefits increasing outweigh the costs. As the workplace continues to evolve and employee expectations shift, organizations that do not embrace the digital workspace risk falling behind. All right. Social distancing has emerged as our only protection against this biological malware that affected our collective cultural and systems. While economics across the globe brace themselves for a sharp hit, how can organizations prepare to ensure that their people, productivity, and processes are not infected by this confounding time where only uncertainty seems certain? As the COVID-19 coronavirus tightens its grips around the world, organizations need to be able to address the following questions. Number one, how can jobs that depend on face-to-face interactions be managed better? Number two, how can technology help? Number three, how can productivity while remote working be tracked better? Number four, how does social distancing affect your enterprise growth and longevity in the long run? And lastly, how can organizations navigate cost cuts and help employees deal better with the changes? When I think about where businesses are and where they will be for the foreseeable future, with the majority of people working from home, the concept of creating better digital proximity become increasingly important. Those able to achieve that objective will enhance and maintain market leadership. Those that can't will still struggle to survive, like many prominent brands we've seen so far. The current economic climate created by COVID-19 will accelerate the divide between the winners and the losers. Social interactions in hallways, cafes, and communal areas have been home to many good decisions and ideas. A company needs to be set up to allow for the desk anchor of the business, but also space for collaborations, a thinker's paradise. Ideas don't stop when you leave the office environment. This is true. Work continues, and with modern technologies, smartphone and tablet, the third space has become the most used working environment of them all. Just look around the train during the morning commute. Apart from the hardy few snoozers or newspaper readers, most people will be frantically tapping away on their device of choice. As you can see, people's attitude have changed, and they know that work is not just in an office; it is everywhere. Work is no longer a place we go to; it is something we do anywhere and everywhere. Creating the right environment to bring out the best in people is what is needed, and it is the biggest challenge of them all. The office will never fully disappear. We still like to have a base and a working sanctuary, should we need it. We recognize the benefit of the office and why it will remain through time. Giving people choice and a balance that works both ways is the way forward. Back to digital area, the now, the digital age is a borderless workplace. Our challenge is to navigate the 21st century's trial and tribulance and communicating virtually. We already know that we can stay connected through various multi-channels, but does it mean that we have lost an element of personalizations? As the technology gets easier, do we get further away from our clients? We aren't capable of moving as quickly as technology can. The four distances that we need to overcome are the physical, psychological, cultural, and operational. So let me ask you guys, what is borderless digital workplace? The workplace, as we know, it is undergoing a seismic shift. Mobility and on-demand access to data and services are dissolving the four walls of enterprise. Connected endpoints, location technologies, and leading-edge visualization technologies are blurring the lines between the virtual and the physical. The potential for cognitive and analytic capabilities to augment the amount of insight, knowledge, and automation of repetitive tasks will transform the way we work. Then, what does this mean to the end users? Most of us just want to be able to use whichever device we choose and have it work the way we expect it to be. Whether it is a blood pressure monitor connected to a hospital system, a mobile application for a conference call, or an engineering workstation to stimulate multi-dimensional rocket dynamics. Unified Device Management (UDM) can help provide secure access to enterprise data and systems no matter which device or who owns it. A mobile management system can collect and collect intelligence that can improve both understanding and efficiency about the way people work and what they need to work better. We are moving to an app-based world. Enterprise technology is going to the way of consumers technology with an application-based interface on a mobile operating system that works on a desktop computer as well as smartphone or any other connected devices. For example, for users, the mobile workspace should feel as familiar as intuitive as hitting the home button on a smartphone. But creating a seamless user experience requires a strategic refresh in the way devices are provisioned and the way data is accessed and secured to attain the greatest cost savings. Develop the best productivity tools for the anywhere, anytime workspace and help the business achieve strategic goals. Now, what I want to ask you is what unified workspace management means for the borderless workplace and the role that visualization, collaboration tools, and unified device management can play in this convergence. I'll explain it in 3 points, which is how to transform the workplace into a secured, collaborative, and productive environment, how to give users the technology they need to work anytime, anywhere by enabling and refining devices, application and services for individual tasks or employee. And the third one is how to create cost-efficient capability for a more effective digital workspace with all of the advantages of agility, team collaboration, tailored business applications, and cognitive capabilities. The answer is simple. It will be mobile and it lives in the cloud. Mobility is already redefining operating and engagement models for organizations and consumer likewise, and it can help shift the design of enterprise system to focus on the experience of the end users. Cloud services, whether it is a public or a private or both, which mean hybrid, data, system, and services can be accessed anywhere as long as there is a connectivity. They can also be monitored and controlled automatically to increase security. By combining the power of analytics with the ubiquity of mobile, organizations have opportunity to serve up rich data on location within the proper context based on user preferences and behaviors. What's more, mobility solutions will increasingly serve as a cognitive extension, empowering employees and organizations to quickly acquire new skills, work more and better together, and make better decisions. So, let me ask you, why should we adopt a digital workplace strategy? If the risks of an inaction are not sufficient motivator, the benefits of adopting a digital workplace make a compelling business case. Consider the gains in talent attractions, whereby 64% of employees would opt for a lower paying job if they could work anywhere from the office, away from the office. Then you consider on the employees' productivity, where organizations with strong online social networks are 7% more productive than those without. Then on the employee satisfactions, organizations that install social media tools internally found a median 20% increase in employee satisfactions. And when we talk about employees' retention, when the employees' engagement increases, there's a corresponding increase in employee retention by up to 87%, which is quite high. And then, given that these advantages, more organizations are committing an IT budget on supporting digital workplace strategies that promise to deliver a measurable returns. This trend is only set to accelerate as employees increasingly choose to forge business relationships beyond natural work groups in an effort to enhance knowledge sharing across the organization. And then to support this outcome, You need to provide employees with the correct tool they require to collaborate, communication, and connect with each other. You need to coordinate your technology groups and investment to avoid the trap of siloed implementation and disparate ownership. And then you also need to adopt clear roadmaps to ensure that your digital workplace deliver measurable business values while mitigating the risk and compliance requirement. The digital workplace framework includes four layers of covering the following components. Number one will be use, which is collaborate, communicate, and connect, the three C's. It is no secret that your organization's culture guides the way your employees behave and work. People and culture lie at the heart of organizational performance and typically drive both success and failure. This means your culture ultimately determines how and to what extent your employees leverage the digital workplace to connect, communicate, and collaborate. Now, the key is to understand how your employees prefer to work. You can then develop a change management plan and digital workplace strategy that aligns to your organizational working culture. Then, the digital workplace is all about the employees' ability to do their job by collaborating, communicating, and connecting with others. The goal is to forge productive business relationships within and beyond natural work groups and to enable knowledge sharing across the organizations. After the three C's, we have number two, the technology, which is the digital toolbox. Technology enables the digital workplace. We know this. Each organization already has a digital workplace toolbox with different tools. Depending on your industry and your business needs, the tool needed to support your digital workplace will vary. The key is to adopt the right tools for your employee to do their job. Your digital toolbox is comprised of the tools and technology your employees need to do their job. All organizations have a digital toolbox, but their tools vary depending on their industry and their job functionality. Ideally, your business strategy and the goals of your digital workplace initiative should determine which tool belongs in your digital toolbox. And then moving on from the digital, we have control. Control means governance, risk, and compliance. The effective use of the technology in the digital workplace is underpinned by appropriate controls, which means you must support the digital workplace with appropriate governance structures and management processes. Information flow and use must also comply with the organizational policies and industry regulations. Beyond settings, strategy and building your digital workplace toolbox, you need to resolve any challenges your organization may face in the area of governance, risk, and compliance. When creating a digital workplace, organization must also develop a governance models that support connectivity and collaboration while mitigating risk of enabling compliance. And then we'll move on to the fourth factors, which is the business drivers. Business drivers is the measurable of the business values. As with any core initiative, it is essential for businesses need to drive the digital workplace. And then to deliver the necessary benefits, the direction of your organization should guide the direction of your digital workplace as well. I think for the digital workplace strategy and the purpose of why we need the borderless digital workplace, I've covered so much as our introduction. So I'll think I'll pass it to Rocky to move on to the next sessions.
Hi, Ashikin. Wow, that's a long story about the steps and everything, the how, the use case, the technology, the control, and as well the business drive. So before we proceed, any deep understanding on the mobility and the digitalization. So I'd like to make a quick survey for you guys, or you can say a poll to understand what you guys are thinking right now. Like, how does the social distancing affect your work, productivity, and efficiency? So you guys can check out for the link which is down below. We have which is the Slido, which is currently will be coming up over here. So you can go out to 23794 in Slido. You can check it out. What are the question will be? So we'll give it like 30 seconds to a minute so we can see what does the response will be and so on. Okay, so the clock is ticking around more, maybe 20 minutes. I'm sorry, 20 seconds more. So. Okay, wow, Ashikin cover quite numbers of it. Like how does it actually the use case of it, the collaboration, communication, which is I personally like the most is about the control part, which is personally is very interesting to hear Ashikin share about how the control, which is the government, the risk and the compliance is so important right now because everything is in digital. We do not know what are the new compliance coming in or the used one, the historical one. So like what she mentioned earlier on, which is support on digital workplace, but with appropriate government structure. So, and also the management process is way different and also different management purpose. So it's totally different. And it's kind of interesting to see how it is. So, all right, I have the result for the question. So the question goes by, does the current social distancing 2.0 affect to your work flexibility or in managing your business workforce? So actually the questions are quite straightforward, but the answer are quite 50-50 right now. So I'm not sure what is the real answer yet. So I need more people to come in and just to make your vote. So we have like 50-50 on the current situation, which is yes, definitely. And the answer also can be so far so good. All right, cool. So all right, let's go for the next proceeding to the next section, which is the brief of the MDM. So what is the MDM? Is mobile device management. It will be Ashikin will continue of it. So I'll pass back the floor to Ashikin. Here goes.
Okay, thank you, Rocky. Right. Okay, moving on to our next topic will be about the brief recap of what I have covered last week, which is the mobile device management. Okay, I'm sure now, like, let me go over a bit of a recap on what is mobile device management. So basically, mobile device management, which often abbreviation from MDM, is a software that allows an IT administrators to control, secure, and enforce policies on smartphone, tablets, and any other endpoints. Mobile device management there relies on endpoint software called an MDM agents and an MDM servers that lives in the data centers, either on a premises or in the cloud. MDM also provides an elegant solution to security concerns and accessibilities inherent to enterprise mobility. Mainly, they manage large-scale deployment of mobile devices from a single console, and then they also enroll devices in your enterprises quickly and easily. They can configure and update devices settings over the air. They enforce securities and compliance policies. They secure mobile access to corporate resources. And they can remotely lock and wipe any managed devices. You can tailor your MDM environment to gain immediate access to device locations, current users, and content. You can also automate your MDM deployment to enforce securities and compliance settings with rules and warnings that are unique to each user and organization in a group. Finally, you can restrict or enable content and features based on the geographic location of a certain devices. As one of the most popular mobile device manufacturer, Samsung have implemented a sophisticated security layer in all their smart devices known as NOx. This system separates personal and business data, protecting information by regularly seeking out threats by assessing the various operational metrics in each of the devices that are being managed. Knox also enables their MDM software, Knox Express and Knox Premium, to interact with devices used for business. And then the software includes tools that will allow the admins to manage the device, apply policies, integrate with the Active Directories, the AD, and so much more. This is an ideal solution for businesses that manage bring your own device, BYOD, Samsung devices, as well as for companies that issue Samsung smart devices to the employees. Okay, I think for a brief introduction to MDM, I have covered as much. Now I will go to our next session, which is an interesting part, whereby I will go around the two of the case studies that we've been dealing with before. And by implementing MDM, it is proven that it increased efficiency and productivity of the industries. So I will go over for the first case study, which is under logistics. Usually, when dealing with a fleet company, transportations and logistic industry, there are one major reason why this industry needed MDM badly. One of the reasons is they were looking for a solution that managed Android devices simply while at the same time providing employees with protected mobile access to corporate data. Being a service company, most of the employees have to work outside the company or on the field. They need to access and share critical information, and for this, they were provided with mobile devices. Then the IT team realized that they're having access to unnecessary application and features which were not required in the working environment might hamper the employees' productivity. So, what they did was they searched for a tool that can make devices more work specific. We needed a program that would block the majority of the apps on our tablets so that we can have them for business purposes. This is a side quotation of one of our customer. And then for us as a MDM solution provider, the solution was we we advised the IT team to search for the ideal solution to address their need, and they come up with one of the MDM solution we provided, which is the Knox managed solutions. They had a dedicated team of IT people, and the implementation process was easy for them. The team has explored with various features available with Knox Manage and found out that could meet their requirements. The MDM kiosk features convinced the team that MDM was ideal for addressing their challenges. So, after a trial period, they decided to subscribe to the paid version of the product. An important factors that caught the team's eye was the prompt support they received for whatever question they had. Right from the moment they have signed up for the trial, Knox Manage continued to provide overwhelming support for the product. Other features which help them are remote management of device from the central console, geofencing location tracking of the devices, fully managed 24/7 monitoring of the devices, bug enrollment, real-time reports and alert, as well as the security settings. With MDM, we could seamlessly use Android Enterprise program that offers high-quality services for enterprise devices by isolating work apps or data from personal apps or data. The program allows effective use of Android devices and apps in the workplace. Enterprise apps could easily be distributed on Android enterprise-enabled devices. The geofencing features from the MDM solution enable us to build a virtual fence around a specific area and associate various restriction and configuration over the device based on their locations. When devices enter a geofencing location, the specific policies get automatically associated with the devices. This is for the geofencing features. And then another one is the Kiosk Mode features. This kiosk solution from the MDM helped the organization to lock down the Android device to specific applications. By utilizing the multi-app kiosk mode, we could restrict the Android device to a handful of apps and websites. The logistic company could efficiently distribute their in-house apps across the device using MDM. They could also install store apps or enterprise apps and push the app's updates without even exiting from the kiosk mode. With MDM, enterprise apps could be installed on Android kiosk mode without any user intervention, which is why most logistic company opted for the kiosk mode features in the MDM. And then as we can see the outcome and the benefit of those who implement MDM in the logistic company, the initial setup and the configuration of MDM was straightforward that the IT department from the logistic company could configure and deploy the devices on their own. The security of the MDM software was validated through a penetration test, which is usually performed to discover the security vulnerability of a system. MDM became a perfect choice for the logistic company to manage their mobile fleet efficiently, thereby enhancing the overall business productivity. Moreover, it helped to automate the log entry, save the driver's time. They have ease of effort of data entry, provided a paperless solutions, and then by locking down the Android tablets, the company could save on mobile data costs. The implementation of MDM in the organizations helped the IT team of the logistic and fleet industry to control the employee devices completely over the air. They could easily track the real-time location of the managed devices and seamlessly push various restriction and configuration to the target devices. MDM enabled them to deploy and manage their Android as well as the iOS devices either individually or in bulk. With the excellent customer services, robust help documentation, and additional resources, the team found the setup and configuration of MDM to be quick and straightforward. And then I'll show you how MDM used to secure your devices through a series of animation illustrations. Alright, as you can see, this is how MDM works. It can both secure your data and protect your devices, be it like a ruggedized device, especially on the logistic and agriculture industries, which is much needed for the employees and the employers because of the nature of the business. So with MDM, they are enable them to deploy and manage the devices seamlessly. And then moving on to my next case study, fintech. This is actually in Malaysia is quite recent, and we are one of our objective was to gather enough exposure for you guys out there to know what is fintech and how fintech can be integrated with MDM. All right. When fintech emerged in the 21st centuries, the term was initially applied to the technology employed at the back-end system of established financial institutions. Since then, however, there has been a shift to a more consumer-oriented services and therefore a more consumer-oriented definitions. Fintech now includes different sectors and industries such as educations, retail banking, fundraising, and non-profit, and investment management to name a few. Now, what are the obvious challenges with fintech industry? One thing is this is a new territory for MDM solutions to tackle too. Financial technology, or fintech for short, is used to describe a new tech that seeks to improve and automate the delivery and use of financial services. At, it, at its core, fintech is utilized to help companies, business owners, and consumers better manage their financial operators, processes, and lives by utilizing specialized software and algorithms that are used on computers and increasingly smartphones. Fintech now describe bypassing a bank branch to apply for credit, raising money for a business startup, or managing your investments, generally without the assistance of a person. So this is where the MDM play a role in securing and managing the data in the mobile devices. Transaction banks have an opportunity to develop a play which could potentially address the $1 trillion opportunity presented by end clients in Australia, Hong Kong, Malaysia, and even Singapore. When the large population of the digital natives comes by the age of 2025, they are expected to drive spending power of approximately 900 billion USD and increase the demand for digitalizations. With Generation X becoming increasingly digital savvy, most of the generation will be technologically adept by 2025. And then when talk about fintech and MDM, the usual case often occurs in these situations. Imagine that there were employees, agents, and customers all seeking help in installing various enterprise applications recently rolled out by their internal IT departments onto their mobile phones and tablets. Looking to embrace this digital transformation, the company's top management had decided to improve the quality of its operation through the use of the remote account access. Traditionally, the normal process will be a long waiting queue to get the process done. Some customers and agents travel to the head office from distant and remote places and would often get upset if it kept waiting for too long. They often had to manually deploy the APKs device by device, one by one, which was very chaotic and tiresome. Lack of technical expertise, tracking, and security were amongst the major concerns, and most end users were unable to install the apps on their own. These are amongst the challenges and obstacles faced by the employees and the insurance agents. So, with the implementations of MDMs, often the solution that fintech's industry looks for is uh, be able to support for all mobile operating systems and devices, be able to support for a console segmented by countries or department or regions, and be able to have the capability to restrict technician access to their respective countries, departments or regions, and then they will need the full-fledged application management as well as the geo-tracking functionalities. And then with the implementation of MDM as well, in fintech industry, we can apply the silent apps deployment at the snap of a finger. With MDM implementations, the employees were able to create an application repository comprises of all the apps rolled out by their company for faster enterprise application management. They no longer have to manually select each device to initiate app installations. Either they can just simply add the specific devices to one group and then they push the apps to an entire group all at once. For example, we could create a group based on department or designations, such as loan officers, portfolio managers, correspondents, and agents. And then all this group, we will be silently pushing the portfolio management APK, for example, only to the portfolio managers. Users, which comprises of both customers and the employees, they have been really happy with the experience that the IT got back as got back its peace of mind. Okay. Second one, MDM helps fintech in securing the corporate email access. Using containerization features, MDM can prevent unauthorized apps from accessing email data. For example, when the end user can no longer copy and paste information from corporate emails into the personal account. End users also have a new ways to securely view corporate email attachment. With the conditional exchange access CEA, MDM delivers the complete security for corporate emails by preventing any unauthorized devices from accessing the corporate exchange server. This is very beneficial to fintech because one of their main objectives is all about securing the data and encrypting the data. And then the third one will be how MDM can helps in managing fintech industry is by remote management, providing a powerful safeguard against device loss. Okay, to overcome a missing device or a stolen device issue, geo-tracking features helps the employees and the field agents to locate the managed mobile device. With lost mode, they can remotely locate and lock down any lost devices, as well as display a personalized message, example, the owner's phone number, on the device lock screen. And then if the employees are unable to recover the lost devices, the IT can selectively remove all the corporate data from the devices or choose to completely wipe it. As a result, the employees and field insurance agents are able to deploy banking portfolio apps faster and supercharge their productivity. MDM has been able to deploy numerous custom apps that have enhanced and enriched their client experience. Seamless account sign-up application means new customer can open an account in less than 5 minutes. Their portfolio apps have likewise saved portfolio managers time and improved their efficiencies. Getting these internal apps to end users was made simple thanks to the MDM deployment process. And then with the silent apps installation, secured corporate email access, and geo-tracking capability, MDM has revolutionized the way IT works. For the insurance field agents, need assessment can be carried out on-site with customer via an intranet application in a secure browser, and the result display in a customer-friendly format on a tablet, saved as a PDF or printed. So all of these features have immensely increased the productivity, especially on the field insurance agent, whereby they don't really need to carry out lots of like thick paper, and then they just simply took out their tablets and then carry on with the sales and generates new leads. And then for the fintech, one of the recent features of fintech related industry is 𝗝İKYC. All right, I will introduce you the definition of 𝗝İKYC. Basically, it is KYC, which is the know your customer, is actually has been introduced for quite some times, but around 2 or 3 years ago, they already implement an eKYC, which is the electronic know your customer, whereby everything is being done digitally. All businesses and economic agents, especially financial institutions, banks, are experiencing a drastic process of digitalization. Digital transformation has been part of the most relevant changes in organization in the last decades. making that those who forget this task to lose opportunities in their sectors or even disappear. Hence, eKYC is the expression used to describe the digitalization and electronics as well as an online conceptions of KYC processes. eKYC is the remote, paperless process that minimizes the cost and traditional bureaucracy needed in KYC processes. Why is eKYC needed? Falsification of identity, signature, and phishing is very common things nowadays. Specialized businesses dedicated to technological compliance solutions have developed completely secured eKYC process with zero margin for the commissions of these counterfeiting offenses and related crimes. Then, how does eKYC make the customer enrollment process easy? eKYC process is the digital and remote transposition of the traditional KYC process. We all know this. And then weeks needed for its completion becomes 2 seconds with a really lower cost in an optimized processes. This is why eKYC can prove to be beneficial to any fintech industries. And then the identification and the variation of the identity of the clients occurs immediately, helping businesses to increase their conversion rate up. And then, for example, in the case of eID solutions, 84% and offer a smooth, comfortable, and simple experience to their clients. eKYC process increase customer satisfaction and ensure that the client can make use of the services from the first moment in which the business has contact with them. To ensure that the eKYC process meet with the same safety standard as traditional ones with the identification and face verification, companies must implement electronic identification processes with high level and safety and reliability, which is why customer onboarding can then be done via mobile. eKYC is considered more and more feasible it is as its accuracy is improving by utilizing an AI, artificial intelligence. And as you all know, the benefits of eKYC, the storage of the document and the document handling costs is eliminated along with minimalizations of the risk of forgeries. Meaning, since we are going from paper to paperless, there is a they can reduce the limits of forgery happening. And then the procedure of KYC is completed within just a few minutes or even a seconds. And then investment in the mutual funds has gone very smooth and easy with eKYC, as one can easily invest instantly with OTP based validation, one time protection code. And then however, there is no upper limit of investment if one OTP is opted for a biometric based validations. And then the method of personal information authentication is very safe, and then it does not compromise with securities. I think I can conclude that doing your eKYC is a must for availing banking and financial services apart from the other benefits. And then by following the above mentioned benefits, you can get done with KYC verification online quite easily. In Malaysia, we hope to integrate the eKYC functionality to work seamlessly with any mobile device management. I think that's about it for my part. And then that's a wrap for the eKYC. And then if there's no objection from others, I think I can pass the session to Rocky.
Wow, Ashikin, it was very nice. I have several questions personally. I have few things that I actually got to understand more deeply, and I understand how crazy it's this mobile device management actually hits to the fintech, which is the new industry, and I come to understand that how amazing it is to support all mobile device operation system, which is I wrote down earlier on, and I learned about how to console segment by country, or maybe regional, or maybe some segment that your company has, the segment of it, which is your dimension, how big, the audience, everything. Well, that is very, very amazing. And one more thing is so incredible is the geo tracking functionality, which means I able to know where is my employee went, my employer, have the eager eye view, so they don't have to call me all the time or text me, which is, I think it's very, very good. I mean, we are practicing transparency, especially right now. We are already considered is a CMCO. So during MCO time, I think most of us experience the transparency of working from home. How we're gonna talk to our bosses, talk to our colleague. How are we gonna manage all these things? These are the new normal. And I personally experienced way different. It's been very, very crazy, and we really, really slowly adapt to such concept and environment, I should say. And now we are actually adjust ourselves to a new type of practice. Okay, so another thing I come to understand is really, really good that the 𝗍𝗗𝗏, which I come to surprise that actually they are, like 84% of the smooth and comfortable, seamless experience that which is consolidated by the client, which means people are more happier to use this, and because it's more simple and more fast, everything. So even I come to understand that actually investment is also one of it. Like, if not mistaken, it's called InsurTech, right? Cool. So I think most of it are kind of like similar to me, because I understand that how MDM worked previously. So right now I still have a lot to learn from Ashikin, definitely. But let's not waste time. So we can go in Q&A session. And actually, I believe we prepare a question for everyone. So it looks like this. So which feature do you like the most of MDM solution right now, which some of you might not know, some of you might yes. So you can just go to our Slido and have a quick answer with us. So we have a short engagement here. Just go to slido.com and 23794. So just start going in to place your answer. So we give it like maybe 10 seconds for you guys just to see. Wow, let me see. So remote disconnection of unauthorized device. Wow, that's good. That's good. Jailbreaking and routing alert or bypass. That's bad. Geofencing restrict to specific data and application based on location. Well, that's good. That's a good practice, I believe. So remote wipe data, I don't think there's anyone interested. And also remote backup, restore corporate data. So not much people interested. So so about it, just 10 seconds. So we'll take this as the sample size, which is most people vote over here will be the majority, will be the remote disconnection of unauthorized device, meaning when someone takes in, which is not recognized by you, if they can't do anything, and they can't do any sort of harm to your device and any more. Even your corporate data can be concealed, right? Well, there's some changes, but it's still the highest. All right. So I believe this comes to an end to our session because as I earlier mentioned about the topic of today, which is cover most of the borderless digitalization. Excuse me. Sorry. So next one will be the how social distancing affect enterprise and how MDM actually works and the case study to apply on it. And moreover, there will be the 𝗍𝗗𝗏. So yeah, that's about it. And of course, going down to Q&A session, I like to share you guys with the Q&A page, which give me a moment. Q&A page, which we actually received for a couple of questions. Maybe I'd like to Ashikin to assist me to answer these questions. All right, but just give me a moment here. There's a bit tech issue here. Yeah. Oh, okay, here goes. Maybe Ashikin, you might want to. I'll read the question. So once I read the question, Ashikin, you might provide your advice on this. All right, cool. So stay there. Okay, cool. All right. So question number one. Hi, what are the devices that could be implemented or support with this MDM?
Okay, hi. For the first question, what are the devices that could be implement or support with this MDM? For now, MDM supported Android device, iOS device, Mac OS device, Windows OS also. So you can like reach us at hello@syndex.biz, and we will support you on the which device that you wanted to implement or support, and what kind of MDM do you company look for. But basically for MDM, any Android, iOS, Mac OS, and Windows OS, sometimes is a wearable devices, can also work with MDM solutions.
Okay, okay. Very straightforward. So yeah, question number two, could you please share some common companies in fintech related industry are implementing with the MDM right now?
Okay, for the common companies in fintech related industries, for security and privacy purposes, I can't really name the company's name specifically, but all I can say that in Malaysia, the fintech related industries are among the e-wallets, the online payments, insurance, or like the banking industries. So that's about it. The fintech industry related industries.
Okay, okay. So the next one will be Albert, which is his name is there. So Albert, so hi Albert. Anyway, so how can we get in touch with you? Uh, is there any trial or demo for us to see and how it really works on the device and which area in Malaysia are covered with? So there are like 1, 2, 3 question mark, which is 3 questions. So Ashikin might respond to it, right?
Okay, if you want to get in touch with us, you can just drop us an email at hello@syndex.biz, and then we will provide a trial or a demo for you guys, and then from there on, we can just work on how you want to implement MDM to your enterprise and your companies. And then which area in Malaysia are you covered with? Basically, we covered whole Malaysia's. We even go to Southeast Asia if possible. And then I think I can just answer the next one. Is there any other restrictions features that MDM can help with other than restrict mobile data? Yes, actually MDM they covers a lot of restriction, a lot of policies and configuration. This one depending on what kind of restriction and configuration that your company or your department or your organization needed. And then again, if you have any more questions regarding MDM and securing how to secure your mobile data, mobile devices, then you can drop us an email at hello@syndex.biz. I guess we can have one more questions before we wrap up the sessions. Okay.
Ashikin, I'll choose one
Yes.
question for you. Um, let's go with the last one. If I subscribe to MDM, how Cinder's going to provide the support, and will you send a technician or IT to customer site?
Okay, if you subscribe to the MDM solutions, definitely Syndex will help you from the beginning towards the end of the implementation of the MDM in your industries or your organization. And then for the technicians or any IT support, definitely we will be doing it also. And then it won't matter like if you have any issues regarding the MDM after it has been implemented, you can also reach to us, and then our support teams will assist you immediately. And then, yeah, I think that's a wrap for me.
All right, thank you, Ashikin. And thanks for your time for sharing us today, and really appreciate for everyone's time coming over. And we are come to an end to our session of today. We'd like to share with you guys more in the upcoming day, and it's really really nice that we learned a lot today, especially me myself. I learned about 𝗝İKYC, something very new in the market. I don't believe most of us are educated in the sense of this way, and with this knowledge that Ashikin brings to me, to us. So I believe it can help us to push us forward to better productivity level, as well to how to manage our relationship between the companies and the employees. So we'll call it this an end. But before that, I'd like to highlight and to re-emphasize that we are open question to until tomorrow, which is what was the date again? So 15th of May. Yes. So we are opening the Q&A session until tomorrow. So if you have any question, please do drop by to our Slido, which is the 23794. So you just go there and just drop down your message, your questions, anything. And we are still open for any emails, things, everything. You can just contact us. We are omni-channel, so you can contact anywhere. We are still able to contact you ASAP, responsive with questions, anything. So we are very effective on responding to you all, because we hope to get engaged with you guys and talk to you guys more in the coming days. So I think that's all. Thank you, Ashikin, for your time. You might want to say bye-bye first.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me to the webinar. It's been a lovely sessions, and I hope we can do this again.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, see you guys. Bye, guys. Bye-bye. Chicken. All right, see you all. I'll catch up with you guys later on session, and we will reply to you ASAP right after this session, as well as a day goes by. So thank you everyone for your time, and really lovely to see you guys coming in, dropping by, even in the middle of the day. All right, see you guys. Have a great day. Bye.